Now it's time for Girl, Your Soul is Speaking.
And welcome back to On Air with Tony Sweet. Today we're going to be doing our segment, Girl, Your Soul is Speaking. And what we're talking about today, thanks for joining us, Mr. John Williams.
Oh, my pleasure. Always
Thank you,
a pleasure.
Mr. Tony Sweet. We're going to be talking about how spirit works. And this is going to be kind of a fast, fun segment we're going to be playing around with a little bit. So here's things most people don't know about the spirit world. Number one, the spirit world knows that we as human beings have free will. So they're around us all the time. We're never not surrounded by spirit or light or the universe, or some people say God, Christ, Buddha, energy, whatever you want to call it. And even when we want what we want, and if we're blocking it, we're the ones blocking it. And sometimes when people get in a heavy, dark place, they feel, they believe, they think that there's no support in the spirit world for them, that the angels aren't there, the loved ones aren't there. Mm-hmm. But that's because you're holding yourself in a place where you're disconnected. You have some dis-ease about what you're going through. They are there in full force, but if you feel in your solar plexus that they're not there, you really won't be able to hear them, receive them, sense them, or feel them. Thank you. Even since we've been doing this segment today, there's been 2 presences that have come into the room. And
I saw one earlier come through right there. Yes, yes.
See?
Yes.
And so first flash of light
yes,
here is kind of like we're here, and another one here. And literally, I'm not saying, and I didn't even tell you this, after the thing went jiggy with
because we heard and our ears started going.
Yeah, not in mine, in yours.
Oh.
Yeah, and I could hear it from over here.
Yeah, same here.
And then a being literally leaned into the door.
Yep, I saw that earlier.
Looked in like that, and then came, and then just they never walked in it. They just leaned in like a Beetlejuice episode, and then went like, okay, whatever.
So it's cool that Eddie saw that, because I saw a flash, but I didn't see the beam. But I totally saw a flash out the corner of my eye right from the door coming in.
If you go back and hear this show, because you were working during that, the first thing that happened was a big flash right there, right above that camera on the blue wall.
Okay.
And that is as real as us shaking hands. That world is a real world. That's how the spirit world works. Now, just then, over your head, this thing literally goes like this. Then it goes back into your crown chakra, and it was a greenish aqua white color, which I have not seen around anybody. And that's a good sign, because I can tell it feels good and it feels peaceful. It's got a little bit to do with some money. It's got a little bit to do, they're saying, with you opening things up for yourself. It was way lighter than the green in your eyes. It's going to be fascinating to see how it works. The spirit world is unconditional love. 100% unconditional, pure, positive energy. You could be saying F you to God. You can be saying F you to the universe. The universe does not take it personally, because you're a human and you're in a human skin. You're a soul inside of that human, and that soul part of you is wanting to make a connection and or be seen and heard by the spirit world. And sometimes when we fall down and we have to get up and dust ourselves off, and we feel really mad because things aren't going our way, the spirit world is there 100%, giving us unconditional love. And in that unconditional love, it only says yes. The non-physical world only says yes to how you feel 100% of the time. Did you ever remember the cartoon The Peanuts with Charlie Brown?
Wah, 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 wah.
Exactly. When we as humans, with our mouth, with our actions, with our body language, communicate with the non-physical world, we're like, bring me a new car, child. I want a man who know how to hit a G-spot. Oh, and I need me a new weave and some eyelashes. And when we're doing that, when we send out those, quote, requests or prayers or thoughts, it literally sounds like womp, 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 womp. The universe doesn't, the spirit world doesn't have eyes or ears to see or hear. It only responds to the invisible attributes. So it's saying yes to whatever you're feeling.
Wow.
So if you're feeling really, really good in your solar plexus, it's going to keep bringing you more. The reason the activity is so strong here today is because we're talking about it and we're all feeling really good and excited about it. So they're just saying yes, 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 unconditionally 100% of the time. The spirit world will never tell you what to do. It never tells you what to do. It presents it to you in a way so you can choose with free will which guidance you will receive, which guidance you will take, which path in the road you're going to take. But it doesn't tell you what to do. Whenever I was a kid, I was sitting on a school bus and it was going across a cliff-ish thing, and literally I heard this: leave school after lunch today. And it was a man's voice. There were no men on that elementary school bus. And I'm looking around trying to figure out who it was. And then about 5 minutes later, again, leave school after lunch today. And I did. I pretended I was sick and everything. That evening, while my grandma was babysitting me, because I got out of school, that bus fell off a cliff. Wow. It fell off a cliff. And so years later I went, but you told me to leave school after lunch today. And they said, no, we did not. We simply held the frequency around you to give you a feeling of what was coming up. And then you picked it up from there based on your elementary school brain inner guidance system. And that's how you interpreted what we gave you. We didn't tell you what to do.
That's great.
Isn't that fascinating how it works?
Fascinating.
The spirit world also communicates with us with our thoughts, our feelings, and our frequencies, never with our words or actions. We just talked about that for a second. So to communicate with the spirit world or the other side, we absolutely must raise our vibration in order to connect to them. And some people are like, well, I ain't going to waste my time feeling good if they ain't going to talk back to me. Or, I don't have time. I'm so busy and this sort of thing. But there's so many ways. I'm going to give you the 4 best ways that I think you can tune into the spirit world so that it can communicate back with you.
Okay.
And they are how to communicate with the spirit world. Number 1, you got to have an intention. And the intention has to be pure. If you don't have an intention about something, then your energy literally is just scattered. It's like a 52 card pickup. And so the universe will say yes to all of those cards that you're picking up, but not to any one thing. So the intention must be pure. That's number 1. Number 2, to communicate with the spirit world is send out a prayer of protection. I always put myself in a bubble of white light, which is number 4. I put myself in a bubble of white light. I send out the intention. Number 2, I ask for a prayer of protection. And then I put myself, number 3, in a position of meditation. So prayer is asking, intention is asking, meditation is what?
Receiving.
Absolutely. So there's got to be a give and a receive. There's got to be a yin yang. There's got to be the ebb and flow. And then surrounding yourself in light while you're in a meditative, aka receiving place, means that you're going to be able to receive with your third eye, not your human eyes, with your inner ears, not your physical ears, and you'll receive in your crown chakra, the top, the white light part, or you'll receive in your solar plexus as an empath or a sensitive, or in kind of that kinesthetic way. It's fascinating how it works. So to communicate with spirit easily and joyously, have your intention, number 1. Number 2, send out a prayer of protection. Number 3, now you're sinking into a meditative, relaxed place. And then number 4, surround yourself in light on top of that. And now you are seeing, even though they don't have eyes and ears, they will interpret your light on the earth plane pulsating purely. And if you hold this frequency of step 1, 2, 3, 4 purely for longer than, guess what, 17 seconds. If you hold it for 17 seconds, non-physical sees, oh, we got a signal, we got a signal, we got a signal, we got a signal. And they, if the signal is pure, if the intention is pure, if the prayer is pure, the meditation is pure, and the light part of you is pure, they will lower their frequency to come and join you, and then you can start receiving based on the intention in the prayer you sent out. Creates that ebb and flow. And that's our little segment, girl. Your soul is speaking.
I love that. I have one quick question about that, though, and that's about around Halloween, and they say the veil is thinner. Is it easier for them to make contact during this time?
It is easier for them to make contact at this time, which means it's more important than ever that you keep your intention high, fast, and pure, and your prayers high, fast, and pure, and stay in a bubble of light, because there's a lot of little beings coming forth that want to play with people.
Good.
And you don't want to be played with.
Right. Right. No Ouija boards, people.
No Ouija boards. No, child, I can tell you a horror story.
All right. That was Girl, Your Soul is Speaking.
Yay! Hercules!